Hey folks, this is Mason Weaver, your host of Stay Right. The real meaning of stay right is stay right or be left, because we're going to go to freedom. The lessons of Las Vegas, the mass murder in Las Vegas. You saw two sides of America. You saw two sides of America, and you're still seeing two sides of America, which is why you cannot compromise on what America is. You saw the heroic people there, the first responders, the trained law enforcement, but also general GQ public. Stop and assist and protect, donating blood, donating time, donating food, covering other folks' bodies with their own bodies to save them. In the midst of the chaos, in the midst of the horror, they reacted like Americans, like citizens, like humans. And they came together and didn't care about the political affiliation. They didn't care about what color you were, what race you were, whether cop or non-cop. They didn't care. They only cared about the humanistic side of the humanity of what they were doing. On the other side, you see them, folks, you see them. You see them. Open your eyes up and look. They're politicizing it already. They're talking about gun control within 15 hours of this. They're saying on Twitter that they're glad these Republicans were killed. They're associating country western with Republican values. And they're saying to you, we're glad you're dead. We hope more of you die. They're saying it. Not a lot, but enough. And they're telling you that you cannot find common ground with them. How can the people stand in line for hours and hours to donate blood compromise with people who are glad those folks were killed and shot? How can the people that covered their neighbor with their own body help folks over the fence, rescue people? How can they, men and women, how can they find common ground with people who are praising the fact that maybe Republicans were involved in being murdered? Folks, liberalism is a mental disease. Liberalism continues to try to control. They believe that they are smarter than you. And because they are smarter than you, they believe it is their duty to take care of you, but you're too stupid to realize it, so they must force their care on you. They insist. Every opportunity they have, they insist on taking more and more of your power. That's why you cannot think of a Democratic bill that gave you freedom. That's who they are, people. So let's stop trying to compromise. Stop. You never hear them call for compromise with us until they lose power. But when they gain power, you don't see them saying, let's compromise with the Republicans. But every time we gain power, we be shouting and they be dancing to the tune. Let's find common ground, reach across the aisle. No, let's rule. We voted up. We stood up and voted for Donald Trump because we wanted his brand of Americanism. We didn't care what he said about women. We did not care. We didn't care what he gave his taxes or not. We did not care. What we cared about was the doggone wall, was tax relief, fighting back the unfair trade with China. That's what we cared about. And that's why the liberals cannot understand why we're not following their tune again and shooting our wounded. We no longer care. I could care less. He can continue to fire people in his cabinet and hire new people. We voted for Trump because we were tired of America being attacked. And you saw those American-loving people there acting like Americans in crisis, taking care of business. And the loony lewd left, sniping from the hillside, sniping from the high ground, like that sniper did, taking pot shots at us as the crowd called America, continue to belittle us and call us names, but we're trying to rebuild America so we can rebuild the doggone world. But you guys on the left don't like it because you like misery and poverty and drugs and misery. You love to have the fact these kids go out of school and can't read. You love to have the fact that we need Obamacare. You love to be taxed. That's why you talk about taxing the rich. Taxing the rich. How in the heck can you tax the rich? You can't tax the rich. All you can do is make the rich people tax collectors for the government because they will raise their prices on us. The lessons of Las Vegas is twofold. America still exists. Americans are still loving. Americans are still fearless. Americans are still one united nation, one united country. I don't mean UN. I mean United Nation, a nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's who we are, and that's who they hate. So when you see them stand up, you see Maxine Mercury Waters stand up, when you see these clowns in the black liberal Communist Party, caucus, stand up. When you see them, you know you're looking at your enemy. You know they're not just loyal opposition. They hate what you love. They hate freedom. They hate capitalism. They hate an educated public. They hate an independent public. They hate what you love. They want to control your children, and if you do, they're your enemy. So, folks, learn the lesson of Las Vegas. Look at what happened. Look at the two sides of the country coming together, describing who they are, standing before you saying, you choose. You choose either to stay right or to be left. This is what we're talking about. This is how we're standing up. It is time for us to gather together as Americans, gather together as like-minded people. We know, you and I both know, it does not matter what color we are. You know, both of us know, there's no reason to think about what gender you are. We know. It doesn't matter about your family, your income level. We know that we are a unique people on this planet. We are Americans. And we got problems. Every nation does, every family does, every individual does. We have problems. But boy, we also have solutions. It's the American way. No more white privilege nonsense. How about American privilege? The privilege of being in this country. It is a privilege to come here. You have to have a reason to come here. And the reason that better be to benefit us, not you. So cross our borders legally, and we'll give you a handshake. Cross our borders illegally, and we give you a boot. We're not playing anymore. We're not compromising anymore. We know we're at the abyss. We're at the abyss. We know right now we got to decide what kind of country we're going to leave for our children. So you guys stay right or be left. We're going to go to freedom. God bless you and thank you and see you tomorrow.